to you, and you're welcome to another edition of Dominion Sport right here on Dominion Television. Once again, let me welcome you to an exciting show where we give you all things sport right here on the go. This wonderful morning, we'll be taking a dive straight into Doma United, Inter-Lagos, Sporting Lagos, and Ranchers Bees getting qualification after 18 years. Also, we'll be looking at the camp of Shooting Stars at the take on, 3SC, it's the Federation Cup right there. We'll be talking about that game. Also, Remo Stars getting defeated by Beyond Limit on penalty shootout. Also, we're taking a dive straight into the CAF Confederation final. All of this and more on the show. We're talking about Chelsea, we're talking about Manchester City and Burnley getting relegated. I am Paul Abetoluwanimi, and I'm not alone in the studio. I have Sanuddin Alimi joining me this wonderful morning. Top of the morning to you, and how excited are you to be on the show this morning?
Good morning to Oluwanimi. Good morning. Yes, it's Nasir back here again. I'm so excited. News came out yesterday about various things. We have 3 private funded teams in the NPFL now. This is what we want to see. We want to see private inclusion in the league. It's going to make the league more buoyant and give us more exposure, and we'll get things to be done properly in various quarters. So that's a nice one to talk about today. You talked about Chelsea, you talked about Ranchers Bees, like I mentioned. Loads and loads, and I'm excited to dissect all we have for them this morning.
All right. Let me just move in quickly to ask you, based off Thursday, this throwback Thursday quick, let me ask you, what memory can you remember when it comes to the world of sport, maybe football or something that happened but is related to sport?
I have several, and I'm thinking in my head, which one should I come to? I think one vivid memory I have was the Champions League final between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, the one that ended 4-1. Sergio Ramos scoring the equalizer in the 93rd minute. I ran from the sitting room I was watching it, and I ran to the staircase. I tore my pants that day. That was how excited I was. So I think that's one memory I will still keep on and hold dear to my heart every time I want to talk about football.
Come on, amazing. I'm sure you're watching us right now. You might want to have that memory that you remember in the world of sports, maybe a final, maybe the world of athletics, maybe basketball. Just drop it in the comment section. For me, I remember I was supposed to write. Also, I traveled to write a post-exam exam, and anything sport, you can't be involved. If it's Vin Center, you're going to see me there or whatnot. So, at that time, they were still playing UEFA Champions League around 9 p.m. So I went to Liverpool, and I'm trying to remember the club. That time, Balotelli was still playing, for Liverpool. And my uncle was looking for me because I'm new to the environment. After, after the match, going home, and I was so excited, Liverpool won. As I got to the house, the first thing that landed on my face was pam, pam. And I'm like, what? Why, come on. You're not new to this environment. Why would you go and watch? I'm like, come on. But that didn't even stop me at all. The next time I saw another opportunity, I went there again to watch more. Come on. That's why we are here, to talk all things sport, enjoying the moment. So you can also join us in that conversation. What memory do you remember when it comes to sport? Just drop it right there in the comment section. All right, moving away from that, let's talk about the qualification of Ranchers B, to the MPFL. You were talking about, private-owned clubs. You look at Ikorodu City, Inter-Lagos, you look at Sporting, you look at Ranchers B. I think we have 6 now.
Yes.
If Remo Stars
still retain their
place, definitely. Yes. I think we're going to have 6.
6, yes.
Now, let's talk about Ranchers before we talk about, how explosive and how the MPFL board can actually enjoy the private-owned club this season. Also, what the private-owned club can also benefit in the MPFL. Ranchers B, for you seeking promotion for after 18 years.
It's exciting. We spoke about it yesterday that they were going to get the victory. Their destiny was in their hands, and yesterday they did just that and confirmed qualification into the MPFL next season. It's nice to see the old boys back, and we talked about their private-based ownership, and it's going to help the league a lot. For MPFL, they need to give these private investors a safe haven, or not necessarily a safe, or a proper structure that will guarantee the progress or the progress of these teams in the league. And starting with the financial aspect of it, you have to give them an incentive package that would help the team and say, okay, yes, this is what we are putting on, this is the ROI we're getting on our investment in the league. So that needs to be put in place, and structure, they need to get a structure on how things are going to be done properly that would encourage other private investors to push their teams and say, oh, this is what Ranchers Bees, Ikorodu City and the likes are enjoying currently. We also want to be a part of this. So it's going to be an exciting one. It's a two to tango thing. the MPFL has to play their part. The private owners also have to play their part. They don't have to be like the Kun Califat who had issues ranging from financial to player welfare and all.
Yeah.
So they need to also put things in place. So in as much as we are imploring any MPFL governing body to put the right structure in place, the teams or the private investors are coming as well. They also need to know what they are going into. They have to prepare and plan when ahead. The welfare of the players is important. The health insurance of these players is important. The backroom staff, how are you going to take care of them? And every other thing, how are you going to include the fans? How are you going to educate your fans not to foment trouble and disrupt the activities of the game? So it's a whole lot, and they have months to prepare ahead now. Yes, qualification is confirmed. MPFL also know, yes, we're having more private-owned clubs, and I think it's just the way to go. This is what we want to see, and it's going to make the league more buoyant and more beautiful and colorful.
All right, beautiful. You're talking about, how the league can also support, this, I'm talking about the private-owned clubs,
yes.
and also how the private-owned clubs can also, make sure that their players, their backroom staffs are also, well catered for. Now, let's talk about Conference D quickly, and you look at how lucky, Ranchers B were to secure, promotion. Now, they lost that game, actually, and because Adamawa United and Jigawa Golden Stars did not pick up victory.
That is why you have to.
That just opened the door for them.
Luck and hard work plays a role in getting. So when you want luck to go your way, you also have to put in the hard work. They've done the work all season long, so they just
the luck. Just the final day where the luck needs to work. And
it happens everywhere in the world. There was a time the FA Cup final between Crystal Palace and Manchester United. Lingard was there at the right place at the right time to knock the ball into the back of the net that gave Rooney his FA Cup victory. So you also have to be there. Luck has plays its part in everything. There are goals that have been scored elsewhere, and okay, this goal is it was a deflection that took it into the net. And that's the 3 points that keeps the team up, or gets the victory that secures the title or anything for them. So it's very important, and congratulations to them. Luck played its part, but hard work too adds undertone in the victory.
All right, you need to look at these pictures from Ranchers B. The goalkeeper who is playing for Ranchers B played at the Olympic where we had John Mikel Obi. So, definitely,
it's throwback Thursdays. It's making memories from it.
You look at the owners of this club. Sadiq Yomanda will mention. A state, a government
part
also playing in that system. But I think it's just good.
That's how to go about things. If there's a gem like Ranchers B, likes of Shooting Stars, likes of other big teams in the league.
Mention stationary
stores. These are teams that, if there is a partnership that's going to work, see Chelsea in England, it's a consortium that is running the club right now, and everybody plays a part in taking the club to the place they want to. They set a target for themselves, and this is what they get. So when you have private bodies and government coming together to run, to bring the, because if we are being honest with ourselves, not just one part of the environment of the community is fit enough to run a football club. You have to bring all parties together and say, okay, this is what we have, this is what we have, this is what we are going to use to push the club forward, and we are going to benefit from it. With the inclusion of Ranchers being the next MPFL, it's going to open the state to tourism, more fans in the stadium. That is the way of generating revenue for both parties. So if we have more collaborations between government and private partners like this, and it brings fruition and brings positive results for all parties, that's something I will elect and something I'll go for anytime, any day.
All right, beautiful. That's the update. So now we have, Doma United, we have Inter Lagos, we have Sporting Lagos, and we have the Ranchers Bees. 4 teams who have qualified for the MPFL. We're just waiting for those who are going to relegate, and these teams take a part.
Because the MPFL is not looking.
It's not looking like it right now.
The last 4 on the table, even up until the top half of the table, lots of things can still go down. We have 3 games to go, and it's just exciting right now. For neutrals, we want to see this is what has happened. Only Rivers United, Rangers, Ikorodu, Nasarawa, Abia Warriors, and Shooting Stars have confirmed their place in the MPFL next season. The rest of the rest 14 teams, anything can still happen between them. So that's what we want to see. We want to see excitement, and we want to see the fan power and all that's going to play a part in getting the
Right,
league to the end.
beautiful. Let's move away from that and let's talk about the next match for Shooting Stars. SC is the Oyo FA Cup. We're talking about the State Cup. Other teams also have been doing that, you know, in several parts of their state. But it's going to be Shooting Stars SC against Shooting Stars SC Academy. It's happening today by 4 p.m. at the Olubadan Stadium. For you, this is one thing you want to see, and maybe try new players, you know, for the likes of Shooting Stars, because you know, after the show I was talking to Kamara Adegoka and he said he's not going to be part of that. So maybe they have some players that can also have an opportunity to stake their claim in the team and also secure this win for Shooting Stars SC.
Yes, that's the tradition for most state FA Cup matches, because at the end of the day, the two finalists in all state federations would represent the state in the Nigerian FA Cup that's going to start at the end of the season. So for most teams, they use their fringe players to prosecute those games, because like yesterday now, Remo Stars played against Beyond Limit, which is a feeders team for Remo Stars. So not they have a game this weekend in the NPFL. They won't risk injuries for their key players and say we have to field them for a competition that's not even sure, because post the preliminary rounds in your different states, you still have to face teams from everywhere in the nation to come to be in the final of the FA Cup to get a ticket to the Confederations Cup. So understandably, players like Kamara Adegoke, who traveled over the weekend with the team and just came back, we don't want to be risked for a very important fixture that's happening this weekend. They have two games at home, and they need to pick up maximum points for them. So it is going to be understandable when you see fringe players that are not a part of the contingent that travel, take a part in that. And this is against the feeders team, so you won't need all your might, understandably, to see of the team if you want to go into the next round. So for Shooting Stars, we'll see the A team against the B team, or let's see the A team against the feeders team. So it's going to be exciting, and at the end of the day, may the best man win.
All right, at the end of the day, we hope that the best man win. All right, let's move away from that quickly. Beyond Limit, seeking a qualification against Remo Stars, just like you said, on penalty shootout. Quickly.
Yes, Remo Stars, I think they rested their players for the all-important fixtures in the NPFL for the end of the season, and it's a win-win for them. Beyond Limit or Remo Stars, anyone that gets to represent Ogun State in the final of the Nigerian FA Cup, it's a big one for them, and let's see what happens in the end. Big one for the Beyond Limit boys. They held the team up until the end of extra time and won penalty shooters at the end of the day. Penalty shooters is luck for me, but it's a luck of the draw. But they showed themselves, they structured themselves well, and that's what we want to see. All right. Underdogs upsetting the big boys, and the big boys get to show what, if they can't get the NPFL qualification, at least they can show what they can in the Nigerian FA Cup before the end of the season, and probably maybe snatch the ticket to the Confederations Cup later at the end of the day. So big one for them, and congratulations to them on their win.
All right, big ones to you know, the Beyond Limit team. We're gonna play an highlight for you where Shooting Stars picked up the victory against El Kanami Warriors. When we're back, we are talking about the NWFL table and also FC Robo Queens are securing promotion to the last 6. Stay connected, do not go anywhere. All right, there you have it. A beautiful game between Shooting Stars and El Academy Warriors picking up the victory. And yesterday we had the super sub himself, Kamara Degoke, speaking to us and also helping Shooting Stars to get their brace and also all 3 points away from home. You're welcome back to Dominion Sport if you're just joining us. We've been able to give you updates from Ranchers Bees qualification. 4 teams that already made promotion to the MPFL. Also, we talked about Beyond Limit. We talked about Shooting Stars game, what to look forward to today when it comes to the State FA Cup. Moving away from that quickly with the speed of light, NWFL Premiership table after match day 36. Group A done already. We have Bayelsa United topping, Rivers second, and still very much alive for FC Robo Queens a seal ticket, while Nasarawa, Abia, and Remo Stars battle for the final spot. Everything still to play when it comes to Group B in the NWFL.
Yes, that's what we find ourselves at the moment right now. For teams that have gotten their qualification for Super 6, that is the big one. That's what decides the winner. And this is the format that's been used to compartmentalize the league and make it competitive for those teams. You play in your region, the financial, Worcester and all, and we meet in the central zone at the end of the season to confirm who is the winner at the end of the day. So congratulations to those that have qualified, and for those that are awaiting qualification, we're looking forward to the next round of games that's going to settle that. Peseta Queens got a win finally, and we hope to see more from them in the coming season in the NWFL.
All right, that's the update when it comes to the MWFL. We hope to see more right there for other teams who are still looking for a place in the Super 6. Moving away from that, let's talk about the CAF Champions League final. The first leg is going to happen on May 17, second leg May 24 between Mamelodi Sundowns and Asfar. For you, is all of these teams back to back again, but you see Mamelodi Sundowns doing it ahead of the team Asfar.
Mamelodi Sundowns this time around, they're in a good form. They defeated AS Bakin, I think, in the semi-finals, and that's one of the perennial names in the CAF Confederation Cup when it comes to that. And for Mamelodi Sundowns, they're having a very good season, top of the Betway League in South Africa, still in the final of the Champions League in the CAF Confederation Cup. So it's exciting times for them. And I see them going into this game, they are the top dogs, they are the team to beat. AS Far, yes, they are one of those guys too that they can bring up the spoils, but for me, Mamelodi Sundowns have it all to lose right now, and they should be champions at the end of the day. But I still don't understand this format of the CAF Champions.
Yeah, the first leg and second leg for a final.
We should have moved past this, but it's the way CAF have decided to do their things, and maybe that's their own signature of, let's say, we want to differentiate ourselves from the whole world and say we're playing final 2 times, the first leg and second leg, but still,
it doesn't make sense.
To me,
it doesn't make
over
sense.
time, I always wonder why are we having 2 legs in the final of the competition. But I think they're trying to make it a level playing ground. So when we play the first leg, the other team still has a chance to do their thing in the second leg. So big ups to them, and looking forward to what's going to happen in those games.
So maybe if there's a UEFA Champions League first leg and second leg, maybe Madrid wouldn't have had 15 Champions League trophies.
Maybe they had a different format. Yeah. So maybe UEFA could take a cue from this. Their next,
all the other teams will be excited about
their next change, because they just changed to the league phase formats now. Is enjoying the success they wanted to enjoy. Teams are breaking into the league, like Bodo Glimt, they wrote a very beautiful story coming in this year's Champions League, and it's continuous. Now we have 4 teams in the Champions League as well, but for CAF, their way, their style, we have to see what's going to come out of it at the end of the day.
All right, let's talk about the CAF Confederation Cup final also. The first leg is going to happen May 9, 2026. Second leg, May 16. Is Zamalek against USM Augers.
That's a very beautiful one and a very big one. These are Egyptian sides, these are North African sides that are perennial names in the competition. You can't name 1 or 2 teams in the CAF Champions League and you
don't mention Zamalek.
Zamalek.
Or maybe Pyramid.
So these are teams that you hear their name consistently, and they've done themselves a lot of good. So they've played against Nigerian opponents various times, even though the tactics they employ in winning those games is questionable. The way they treat the players they play against is not something we would encourage. So big ups to them, and we're looking forward to the game later in the year. All
right, let's move away from that. Let's talk about Burnley relegation. They have been confirmed yesterday, relegated. Not good one for some key players, and having Manchester City go on top of this table since the 1st of May when the season began. Erling Haaland getting the goal to give all 3 points for Manchester City. Now they're on top of the table.
Yes, Haaland got the early goal that confirmed Burnley's relegation and took City to top of the table via goal difference over Arsenal. it's been a long time coming. We said it 2 or 3 weeks before now. If City defeated Arsenal, won their game in hand, they were going top of the table, and that's a clear task for Mikel Arteta and his boys now to try and topple them off the table. Yes, there are still 5 games at the end of the season. They both have 5 games now, level on points, goal difference just separating them. It's exciting times. This is what we want to see as neutrals. For someone like you, this is what you want to see. You want to see Arsenal toppled off the league, and that's understandable. For Burnley, it's a sad one for them. They came back into the league after being relegated 2 seasons ago. They fought their way back into the league, and now they're back in the championship. It's so sad for them. But for key players in their team, they'll find their way out, and once they can't make it, they have to look for something to do.
Right. So tomorrow we're going to have a guest. She's an Arsenal fan, and she's been buzzing. Because as you mentioned Arsenal now, it just clicked to me now. So we're gonna have a guest tomorrow. She has been supported. I want to hear a thought process on why Arsenal.
There's this girl, the woman I also follow on Instagram. She's all lyrical about Arsenal. She goes to the games, does this, does that, and since they lost to City over the weekend, the stories and the videos, they've all gone, and I'm wondering, wow, is this how the league fades away from
honestly,
Arsenal?
So I'm sure she's going to be on the show tomorrow. She's going to join us to talk the situation on Arsenal, and if it's still possible for them to still seek,
Alan is waking up.
Alan is waking up now.
At the crucial time of the season, he scored in last 3 games now. Scored against Chelsea, scored against Burnley, and scored in the win against. I've forgotten the team now over the weekend. So big one for against Arsenal themselves as well. So big one for Alan, very good one for Guardiola. This is what he wants from his man. The treble is still on for him. They're still in the semi-final of the FA Cup in Wembley, which is happening this weekend, and they're still in the race for the Champions League. They have one in the bag already, so they can do a domestic treble again, and Guardiola might just have the season on hand. And for Manchester City, John Stones confirmed is departing the club at the end of the season. So confirmed now, Bernardo Silva and John Stones are leaving the club, and they might be living on a high with domestic treble, and that's what you want to see for players that have served the club for a while.
All right, just popping on my timeline is the transfer update for Rafael Leao. Their offers from Manchester United, according to reports, Liverpool and other clubs. For you, is it time for Rafael Leao to leave AC Milan and to apply straight in maybe another club to show himself?
He's done it consistently in the Serie A. I think 3 or 4 seasons now. He's been the star for AC Milan, and if he gets the chance to stretch himself elsewhere, yes, it's a good one and a welcome opportunity. He's going to advance his career. Maybe just one more big contract before his career ends, and that's a good one for him. He's a fantastic player, good on the ball. I'm sorry, he can bring the trick from the back to bamboozle your player. He's fast, he's technical, and he has an eye for a goal. So he's a good player, and if he gets a chance to stretch himself in the Premier League or elsewhere in the world, apart from the Serie A, it's a good one for him. And big ups to him and his team for what they've done. All
right, let's talk about Chelsea quickly as we wrap up the show. McFarlane has now been appointed as interim manager, to the end of the season. Let's talk about Liam Rossoneri for you. Not a good start and not a good ending for him.
He had a good start, actually.
Okay, so, a good start and not a good ending for him. Yes. You talk about the Blue management. Where exactly is the problem for Chelsea? Is it the management? Is it the coaches they are bringing in? Or maybe the players are not just doing the work right?
I think the moment it all went wrong for them this season was the departure of Enzo Maresca. Maybe if they've been able to convince him to stay, or maybe the relationship didn't fall down, maybe they would have been in a better position right now. For Liam Rossoneri, he spent 114 or 15 days in charge. He started like a house on fire. He won the first 4 Premier League games he played, lost to Arsenal 3 times, and towards the end, or at the end of his games, he lost 5 games consecutively without scoring a goal in the Premier League. That's not acceptable. That's not what Chelsea and their fans want to see. But for Blue, I think the problem with them is they don't have a proper blueprint. They don't know what they want to do. They just eat the ground running or do anything that comes to their mind. So for a team to move forward, you need to stick to the plan. You have to be patient a bit. Even if you were going to sack Liam Rossoneri, I think they should have waited till the end of the season. This is the 3rd or 4th coach you are using in a Premier League season. You are not a 3rd grade Premier League. You're a top Premier League side. And for the love of God, this man got into the quarter-final of the FA Cup. He got into the semi-final of the Carabao. It's not a decent, and from the team he inherited from Enzo Maresca.
Yeah.
We could have done better, yes, but he did his bit.
Yeah.
So right now, injuries have not been kind to him. Kupama has been injured and has just one assist all season long. João Pedro wasn't around for the game.
Yeah.
Estevao is now injured and he's going to miss the World Cup. Sad one for him, gutted for him. A player that has that exciting stars. The Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, they didn't bring to the fore what you want. And Enzo Maresca, before he left, asked for defenders that can help Chelsea compete in the top leagues. The blue coat didn't provide that for him, and now you are putting the blame solely on the coach, and they have to deal with it. Pay a hefty fine for terminating his contract, and they have to deal with it.
But at the end of the day, who takes the fall? It's the coach at the end of the day.
It's the bulk light at the stock of the table,
Yeah,
and it's the
or
one
manager,
the manager, and is the most easiest person to take the blame. You can't fire 24, 28 players for for just one man. So it's just right. The quick fix. Change the head of the coaching department, bring in someone as an interim, and prepare for the next season. So I'm looking forward to what McPherson is going to do. Still in the semi-final of the FA Cup, he's going to play Leeds this weekend. They're going to see he's going to have his debut against Leeds at Wembley. He has to show what he has in stock. Maybe those players that are injured would come back and help galvanize the team to maybe a victory at the end of the day. So kudos to Liam Roseno. Good luck to him in his endeavors, and for Bluco. For me, as a fan, I don't want them to get it right. Because that's what sells for me.
Now, that's pure banter, trust me. You know, every Manchester United fans are also saying, not now, but I think everybody has gotten point of Liam Roseno. Just allow him go. Come on, everybody.
It's not your time.
So now, the only people that are going to actually not enjoy it is the likes of Tottenham, Sunderland,
yes,
and all
because they
that
still have to play.
teams.
Tottenham still needs the team to be in disarray because they need those points. They haven't won a game all year long, 26. So that's to show you a lot of teams will be licking their lips already. Say, okay, Liam Roseno is not scoring goals.
This is a moment where we can just nick it through
and get 1 point or 3 points from them. But now that you have a new manager, maybe the new manager bounce would help Chelsea bounce back, get the victory against this, because Leeds are also a very strong side. They had a 2-2 draw against Bournemouth. They came back twice in the game, and that is what you want to see. Bournemouth beating run extended to 14 now. Yes, they had loads of draw in the game, but for Iraola, I think he's leaving Bournemouth in a very good state.
All right, beautiful. And that's where we'll draw the curtain on today's show. All right, here. Tomorrow's going to be exciting. We're talking basketball, we're talking athletics. And like I said, we're going to have an Arsenal fan join us to talk sports right here on The Go. I want to thank the producer and also the crew, everyone that joined us this morning across the world. Like I said, you can also drop your comments. We talked about, being Throwback Thursday.
Yes, Throwback Thursday.
Yeah, and we talked about it. So why not just, put your comment right there and let us know what you think about your memories in the world of sport. Before we go, do you have one reward?
Keep doing sports.
All right, keep doing sport, definitely. Please make sure you subscribe, make sure you share, and make sure you like. We're going to see you again tomorrow. I am Paul Abey, Toluwanimi. Stay safe and bye for now.